New model alert! Gemini 3.1 Flash-Lite is currently out and it's the smallest and fastest model from Google DeepMind, Google Gemini. We're going to begin by looking at the announcements, the benchmarks, how much it costs, and nearly at the half of the video we're going to test it out on our own requests. So if you're not interested in benchmarks and you want to see it in action, jump to the middle point of the video. So first of all, this is built for intelligence at scale, which means it's a very small, fast model, super cheap, just $1.5 per million tokens output. This is a small, super cheap model. It's able to do like 300 tokens per second, which is super fast. And they also improved its latency, meaning how fast you are going to get your first answer token. So they improved with the efficiency, specifically compared to Gemini 2.5 Flash. It's also equally fast as the previous Flash-Lite model. It's also a lot faster than the other competitors, even Grok 4.1 fast. It's also significantly cheaper than most of the competition. However, it's a significantly, it's a lot more costly on the output compared to the previous Flash-Lite, but it's a lot more capable. Also compared to Grok 4.1 fast, it's like 3 times more costly. And let's check out the response. So here we can see, for example, how fast the model is compared to 2.5 Flash, which is essentially the model that it tries to replace. So we can see here it's a lot faster. And yeah, that's pretty significant. So I wanted to take a look at the benchmarks just to give you an essence of how good it is. So it's mainly compared to Gemini 2.5 Flash. It's cheaper, faster, and more capable across nearly all of the benchmarks except the facts benchmark, which is essentially for grounding, parametric search, but in all of the other benchmarks, it's better, which is nice to see. However, I would highly suggest that you don't use it for 1 million token input. It's not very good at long context. Just use it up to 128K. Compared to the competition, it's doing a tremendous job. However, one thing that I have to note is that I expected a bigger jump compared to what we see here. In terms of the small models, it's very capable, but again, I feel they could improve it a lot more. So that's a little bit on the disappointing end, but still solid model for its price. Again, as we've said, compared to the previous 2.5 Flash-Lite, it's more costly. And here is what I want to tell you. If you see, this is a third-party index benchmark. So this is from Artificial Analysis Intelligence, and they benchmark pretty much all of the models. And what we can see here is that the cost is a little bit more than DeepSeek version 3.2 and 4.1 fast, but the intelligence is lower. We don't know how much thinking the model did in this case. It seems like they run the high thinking version, but it feels like it's not really that smart. Even though we see it here on multiple benchmarks being more capable, the third-party benchmark here shows it's not really that much smarter. One of the things that I like about this benchmark, which is the Artificial Analysis Intelligence Index, is that it uses multiple valuations of the leading benchmarks. So this is something that I really trust in terms of intelligence. It actually can capture which models are good. So we see it did a 50% jump of intelligence from Flash-Lite that was released on September. However, it's not really that significantly smarter, which in my opinion is a negative. They could have done a lot of a better job, probably could have reached the 40s. Like you could see Gemini 3 Flash, which is like a 4-month-old model, being on the 46 intelligence index, super smart model, but this is only on the 34. So this, in my opinion, is a negative. The output speed is a very big positive, like it's very capable. It's probably the fastest commercial model you could use right now through API. And in general, the cost is not very significant. Like, even though it's more costly, it's a lot cheaper than the alternatives that you could use. So this is something that I want you to factor in. But again, I think it's not like the most groundbreaking release from Google. So let's begin by testing it out. Let's build an interactive Pokemon Pokedex page. I'm going to use it through Google AI Studio. I also gave it a skill to use Google search data, just in case it needs anything like that. So the model begins thinking and it's going to create this interactive Pokemon webpage. Let's see if indeed this model is as fast as they say. We can see here it's thinking, goes quite fast, but I want to see the final response. I want to see what it's going to do on the end. One of the things you got to factor in is that Google has an insane amount of problem with their GPUs. Like, they don't have enough GPUs right now. Their APIs go down, so factor that in, and let's jump to the result. Alright, so after fighting with the model for like 4 requests because it showed nothing, this is the Pokedex. These are not clickable. And I gotta say, this is a little disappointing. Like, I expected something better. Oh, it just has a delay. I guess these are the Google servers. So it tries to write a markdown of everything that is about the model. I don't like it. I can understand that it's trying to do the job, but it's a little disappointing. At least it has animations and, images. So let's go back. Let's do another request. We're going to ask it to create a transformer teaching webpage. Let's see if it builds it. However, the model is very fast, like it's thinking a lot. It takes like a minute to fulfill the request from scratch, but let's see. Let's see if it can spin up the webpage instantly and do a good webpage. Okay, the webpage is ready. It took exactly 72 seconds. Super fast, gotta say. Let's look at it. So this is the architecture that changed AI, encoder, decoder. This is it? This is everything? That's very disappointing. Like, it feels like the model is super lazy for some reason. Let's do another request, but I gotta be honest with you. It's really disappointing at this point. Like, it feels like the model doesn't want to work. And I wouldn't say this is an issue of the model. I'm quite sure that Google is really trying to kill the free API people that don't pay for the API. They don't want them to do requests or use their infrastructure. And yeah, I think the results are very disappointing right now. At least from what I've seen, this is like probably worse than even the smallest Quen models. Okay, we created Flappy Bird game as well. Took like 60 seconds. Let's see if it's playable. Full screen mode. Oh my god, this is fully bad. Oh my god. Okay, this is absolutely insanely bad. Let's try and tell it improve the difficulty of the game. Like, the model is just straight up super lazy. It really doesn't want to do anything. This is actually one of the most bad models I have ever tried. It's insane how bad it is. Okay, let's see if it made the difficulty easier. And yeah, it's still super awful. Still super awful. I'm going to ask it make the game assets look nicer. This is going to be my final request, just to see if the model can actually, at least do some edits, do improvements. Even though it's actually lazy, I just want to see if it's going to do anything more good, anything improved. Hopefully it will. Okay, so run for a little bit, made a bird better, added pipes. Let's check. Okay, so it was able to create a more nice game. I gotta say, this is again one of the hardest game I have ever played. This is very typical of AI models. They are very bad at creating the Flappy Bird game and make it easy enough. They don't really understand the physics because they cannot test it out, so it makes sense. But yeah, I gotta say, this is one of the worst, most lazy models I have ever seen. And I don't think this is worth your money or your time whatsoever. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.